Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, if you cannot beat them, join them, the saying goes, and certainly the Malami seem to be taking their cue from the mighty Yoruba people. As guys, I bring you this. Justin, the North forms its own security outfit, Shege Fasa. So that's the headline. Justin, North forms its own security outfit, and the name of that security outfit is Shege Fasa. So now let's now see what the Malamis are up to this time around. The coalition of northern groups, CNG, has unveiled the Northern Regional Security Initiative codenamed Shege Fasa for ratification by the northern governors as part of measures to address security challenges within the region. The outfit, codenamed Shege Fasa, is designed to be the vanguard of the entire North, encompassing every ethnic group and religion, and to be deeply patriotic in its operation. It also resolved to formalize this request by writing to the governors through the Northern Governors Forum and to the leaderships of traditional religious and cultural institutions in the region. The spokesperson of the group, Abdul Aziz Suleiman, whilst addressing the press before the unveiling, said that the security challenges manifested in 2008 in the form of a deadly insurgency from the northeast and within a short time spread to other parts of the region and virtually turned the entire region into a battlefield. For the past 12 years, the North has struggled with disabling challenges that include dwindling economy, rising poverty, and more worrying, a crippling security situation that has taken a huge toll on lives, property, and the overall cohesion of the region. The coalition noted that whilst the insurgency raged, other disturbances were created in the region in the form of cattle rustling that pitched northern communities against each other. A new dimension was introduced to the farmer-herder conflict, which gradually deteriorated into an uncontrollable proportion and deepened the artificial rift between communities in the region. This trend suddenly metamorphosed into deadly armed banditry and kidnapping for ransom, which is recycled for arms and drugs. This is in addition to another frustrating trend of theft and forced trafficking of northern children to other parts of the country for reasons that are largely dubious. The situation today on most northern highways, innocent travelers are waylaid, robbed and abducted, towns and villages attacked and sacked by bandits who have created an atmosphere of palpable fear across the region. As the situation grows more desperate by the day, with the North the most porous and vulnerable, with Northerners as the most distressed and estranged, CNG maintained that it is absolutely impossible to expect that communities will continue to fold their arms whilst criminals invade their abode, kill, abduct, and displace them. By this today, we unveil the symbols of Shege Fasa outfit, which will be formally inaugurated in the coming few weeks when all necessary legal processes might have been completed or formally adopted and ratified by the northern state governors. It stated, CNG therefore observed that there is an apparent correlation between the current security situation and the unchecked proliferation of hard drugs and other dangerous substances, and that the current security challenges in the region are therefore driven by the proliferation of firearms and hard drugs, which are deliberately introduced into the region by outside interest. It also observed that the drug and firearms trade is fueled by illegal funds channeled by international financial criminals such as Yahoo boys, desperate to launder money into the country, and that already this trend has completely undermined the economic and social fabric of the North and is responsible for the rampant social problems like banditry, armed robbery, kidnapping, and other forms of security challenges witnessed today. That the current desperate situation in the North can be largely contained and eventually controlled by intensifying the task of anticipating and checkmating the maneuvers of all criminal elements and blocking the supply channels for such dangerous merchandise as firearms and drugs. That this task can only be successfully achieved with the active involvement of members of all northern communities that are at the receiving end of the apparent security lapses. That is the prevailing circumstances. The only option is to resort to voluntary self-defense mechanisms in line with initiatives taken by other regions that are even least affected in comparison to what obtains in the north. So I have to agree in some parts with that, especially the part that says that other regions are not as affected as the north. We have to consider that. I know that it is the northerners creating the problem, and in Yoruba land we say Gambare Pafulani Kolejono, but really Olejono, because really these are human beings, and a lot of these people that are being savaged are innocent. They may be northerners, they may be of a different inclination from you and I, but they are still human beings. So this statement in part is right, because the vast majority of the victims of these atrocities are northerners in the north. So it carries on. CNG therefore resolved that against the backdrop of these concerns and observations, the coalition of northern groups does not wish to remain silent or passive and allow things that affect the north and potentially cause greater instability in the country to continue unchecked. Aware also for the need for concerted efforts to assist the federal government to restore peace and security and to disband all militias and armed groups in northern Nigeria to ensure that no group has the capacity to challenge the state in its prerogative to maintain law and order and protect citizens' lives and properties. The CNG has, and this is what they have now done, so there's a semicolon, so this goes on to then quote exactly intent, initiated practical measures for setting up of a northern regional security outfit to complement the efforts of the police, the military, the security services to detect, expose, and defeat all criminal machinations and carry out specific and general tasks that would realign the attitude and thinking of the public with the ideals and objectives of founding fathers of the region. In addition to performing general complementary tasks for enhancing security in the region, the outfit shall also coordinate operations against the influx of hard drugs into the north, take steps to neutralize all centers of gravity for the supply, manufacturing, and distribution of such drugs and other dangerous substances. The group further revealed that the outfit will coordinate vigilance to check and expose illegal arms trade. So that sounds like a vigilante move right there. So let me just reread that. The group further revealed that the outfit will coordinate vigilance, so that's vigilance, of course, vigilante, to check and expose illegal arms trade, supply channels, and possession, guard against the theft and illegal traffic in kids and other vulnerable sections of the northern population, and expose operations of fraudsters like the Yahoo boys, whose ill-gotten wealth forms part of the source of funding for drugs and arms trade. The group also calls the attention of all governors of northern states to the urgent necessity to join their counterparts in the southwest and southeast by adopting and ratifying this initiative for northern regional security and providing the necessary legal framework for its operation in order to secure the lives of the people that are in constant threat. So now this is now the opening statement, the mission statement of the Malamis, to say, okay, you people are forming your own security, we don't trust you, so we will form our own security too. So we're headed really in the direction of the United States within the Nigerian space now, where everybody is fully armed, and that really seems to be the only real security that that country can have. Because if everybody now has the right to carry arms within the Nigerian space, and they do carry arms, if you are then coming to attack, then you note full well that the person you are going to attack is fully loaded too. So you are taking taking that risk, and that person that is being attacked know that he has a fighting chance, at least to go down putting up a fight. So this is now the situation we're headed to in the country, because of course Malam Buhari has already thrown his hands up to say, I surrender, I don't know what to do with this thing, and I'm not even sure that I want to do anything about it, because I'm not going to go against my own people, because as I've said in previous videos, not one Fulani herdsman has been arrested since all these things started in 2015, as soon as this man came into power. And what you have instead is Mieti Kutehari going on national television to preen and peacock and pontificate that we are doing it and nobody can touch us and nobody has done them. If Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB had done 1% of what this Mieti Kutehari was doing, they would have hunted them down from here to the planet Pluto. But these people, of course, they run riots because, of course, the country belongs to them. But now, of course, now everybody is saying enough is enough. So the Yoruba region will secure their own space. The Northerners can do whatever it is that they like to secure their own space. So the Easterners too are best advised to secure their own space too. So if we all secure our own space, then we can define then how we're choosing to relate to each other. But this thing of a Fulani boy casually strolling into your farm, your ancestral farm, with a bunch of cattle and savaging the cassava and uprooting everything and ravaging it without you being saying without you being saying stop, without you being able rather to say stop. This now must stop, and the stopping of it now is Amotekun. Conversations in the comment section, if you tackle me, I will dabble you, is what the Malamis are saying to the Yoruba race, that if you can form this, we will form that. So let's all form whatever it is we need to form, because the security of the human life within the Nigerian space is the first and the most primal thing, the most urgent thing that we have to first face and ensure. Anything outside of that then is an added on. So come tell me now what you're making of this move that's been made by the Malamis. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns grey. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come tell me what you're making of this Malami move in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Join you in the comment section. But here I say peace.